I found a brand new tool to get some overlays on your stream. Overlays.Uno. Like a full screen countdown or talking points. You can let your stream look like a sports competition with a scoreboard, which is interactive. You can have social media pop-ups, but so much more than that. You should take a look yourself. I do have to note that this video is sponsored by Overlays.Uno, but as you might know by now, I only really take sponsorships if I really believe in the product. Let's go to Overlays.Uno. I'll leave all the links down below in the description for you to easily find them. Here we are on Overlays.Uno. In the top right you will see login or sign up. Definitely do that first. Then here you can see what kind of overlays they have. There's some featured ones here, and new ones, and popular ones. But they also have a library right here where we can just basically find anything. As you can see, there's 444 results, so they do have a bunch of them. All these images show like a preview, like how it's gonna look. For example, here this will be a lower third, and you can see in the video right here how it looks like. Because everything does something else, I'm not going to show literally all 444 overlays, because that would be a bit insane, and the video would take way too long. But they work all with the same principles, so if you know how to set up one, you know how to set up most of them. So we need to decide what kind of overlay we want. I think I like this social media pop-up, so let's grab this one. We're gonna add this to my overlays. You will automatically go to the overlay tab, but you can get here yourself as well by clicking here on overlays. Now this is the one we have selected. Now we can click on these dots here, and we can either open it, preview it, copy edit link, copy output link, rename, duplicate, or move to trash. So here we can remove it. We can duplicate, make the same thing again, rename it if you don't like this name, for example. The output link is what we're gonna need later on. The edit link is how we can edit it. The preview is how it's gonna look like. So we want to set this up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it. Now here we have a lot of controls. Social media pop-ups, customize, and settings. How do we want them to be called? We can have them have the standard name, so Discord will be called Discord, email will be called email, but we can also say, hey, our Discord name is Trui, so that's gonna be Trui. Our email is gonna be Trui on Twitch, gmail.com. I'm gonna put in some more, Trui on Twitch. Here we go, I filled in some of them, some more of them. Now it's just like, oh, I'm called Trui on YouTube, right? We can also customize it. Autoplay, forever, every 1 minute, every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, or every 10 minutes. So if you want to break in between, we can set that here. We can also say like, hey, this pop-up, how long do we want this to be in the screen? Shorter, like 3 seconds, or 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You'll see that this starts to become slower if you set it on 20 seconds. We can also make the size bigger. You can see that it will be taking up more of the screen. And we can set the text color to be different as well. Now you can see that the text color is changing, and the background color we can set as well. So we can make it like pinkies. You can't really read it like this. Then in settings we can say preview window on, we can turn that off, or panel menu off, which is this, or team. Oh my god! Don't do that, don't click that button. You can make this white mode. I recommend you don't do that. And you can set the number of panels to customize things in right here. So you can basically say, oh, I want to set it on 2, and we can basically do the social media and the customize at the same time. Or we can just keep them on 1 and just focus on one thing. If you have ADHD like me, it might be best to keep it on 1 and just focus on one thing at the same time. So what I've done right now is I removed all the names that I don't use. So these are the things that I don't want to be displayed, and now they're not going to be displayed in here. So I'm going to customize this again because I like these color combination, you know. Why would we? Cool, now we have this set up and it basically already works, right? What we need to do is we need to get this in our OBS or in a Streamlabs desktop. Any software that allows for a browser source. You can also use TikTok Live, for example. Basically any software that uses browser source. I do recommend using OBS Studio. I'm going to show you how to set it up in OBS Studio as well, so if you don't know how it works, definitely use OBS Studio and you can follow along. Here we see this copy button. We're going to click on that. We also see this URL up here. I think I'm going to be blocking a bit of it because I think you're going to be able to do things in my settings and I don't want that. But you know how a URL works, right? You scan it with a phone. We're going to come back to that in a second as well. So here's my OBS. And what I'm going to do is, I don't know, what scene do we want it in? For example, the full camera scene. This is just my full camera scene. There's a bunch of things in here. We're just going to click on the plus. And we're going to add a browser source. Social media rotation. We're going to put our URL here. We're going to make this 1920 by 1080. Control audio via OBS. Tick that on. And then click on OK. Now as you see, we have a nice rotation going on. We could set things in the website again. So if we want the size to be different, this is going to change here as well. You see it's going to reload, it's going to come back. If you have troubles with it, you can go to the properties, refresh cache of current page. Click on OK, and it will come back in. What we can also do is we can just use Control and drag this down or up. If you drag it up too much, you can see that the quality is going to start to become less good. So if you start doing that, I would not recommend doing the dragging, but I recommend doing it on the website itself. But if you make it smaller, it's usually not a problem to just do it like this. All right, make sure to lock it. This basically works the same with other things. Another way to get this into your OBS is to hold your mouse over the output URL and then drag it into OBS. Before I'm going to continue, I want to say that you can join the Overlays.Uno Discord server. I'll leave the link down below in the description. You can ask them for help, ask for different overlays that you really want to use but they don't have yet, or you can thank them for the cool tool. I'm going to pick something else, for example this one. I'm going to add this to my overlays. Now I'm going to open this one up. We've got a bunch of settings here, but I'm going to ignore that for a second. It basically works the same thing. We can set a logo here. We can just edit this whole overlay in here in an easy way, I would say. And we can just copy the URL. And the same thing goes for this one. Just add a browser source. And we will see that we have the scoreboard in here right now. It's Denmark against Sweden. But we can set that here, so we could do a different icon here for a different flag, or maybe a logo for your stream versus the other one. So if you're doing a tournament against another streamer, you could set that here. We can turn off the logos if you don't want that. You can toggle it here on and off, and it will go out of your stream and into your stream. You can change the names, like Trui versus Tom instead. Tom is like really big. Trui versus Tom. There we go. We can set the score. Now it's 1 for me, 0 for Tom. Sorry, Tom. We can have the clock type be on. So if you press this, it starts working. And we can see this is actually starting to work inside OBS as well. So we can basically set anything. But you might be wondering, it's like, hey, but if we can set some things in these overlay, wouldn't it be nice to be able to change them on the Stream Deck? That is possible. So what you need to do is you need to go to the link underneath in the description and then download the plugin here, Stream Deck plugin download, right? Then here we can basically start adding things. We can see that Uno overlay here came in and we can control it. We just drag that in and we need a token and a title. This is where we can see these things right here. So we have copy Uno token. We're clicking on that and you see that it's being copied. Then if we go to the Stream Deck, we can just paste it here. And we can give it a title. So this one is scoreboard. Now if you scroll down, it will automatically say the actions and overlays. So we can do show overlay. This is the overlay because I haven't changed the name. It's just called handball scoring board. We can say like hide overlay. If I go here and I click on it, on the Stream Deck, it will hide the overlay. If you want, we can add a switch so we can put it back on. We can also just add 2. This one be show overlay. So now I can just have it come back and have it disappear with the Stream Deck. There's plenty of options they have here. So show overlay, hide overlay, toggle overlay, hide all overlays, show all overlays. So not just this one, but everything you have. Set overlay content, JSON, change overlay field, first slot, last slot, previous slot, next slot, slot by name, slot by number. They've got a bunch of options, so I would say play around with it because you can do so much. As it might be really annoying to go back here to change the scoring and stuff like that, they've actually thought of something which is called a browser doc. So you have copy control UR. If we click on that, we have the UR for this, the controller. If we are back in OBS here, we can add a browser doc by going to browser doc and then custom browser doc. Here we can call it scoreboard. Then we paste the URL right here and then click on apply. I'll just pop it in here. And again, now, if you want multiple things, it might be easier for you to set multiple things at the same time. Here we go. So now, if we have the scoreboard come in, I'll do that with the Stream Deck. We can say I scored a point and I can just put this on 2 and now it says 2. Or on 3 and now it says 3, or Tom scored a point. We can just do that directly in OBS right now. You can also, have it go down with these buttons. So now it's easy to customize via OBS instead of that you have to go to the website. Another thing that's really cool is we can control everything via our phone. To do this, we're going to go to one of our overlays. If we hold our mouse over this play button, we see copy control URL, but we also see a QR code. I'm gonna scan that with my phone. And I'm gonna open the link. Now, as you can see right here, we can control the same things as we can on the PC. And if we in here, we do plus on score on the phone, we can see this goes up, or plus on Tom, and then Tom goes up. I'm a really big fan of the social media rotation they have. You can customize it really well. Even though you can customize it so much, it's still easy to set up, and I really appreciate that. So I can't go over all of the overlays, so I definitely recommend that you check them out. I'll link them in the description below. And I would love to know which of the overlays is actually your favorite. Leave a comment below to let me know which one is yours. Thank you so much Overlays.Uno for sponsoring this video. It's really awesome because I love the tool a lot and I love to show you guys new things, and this is a great combination. Now you know how to improve your quality of your stream, but there's so much more about streaming, so I have a whole playlist here with Twitch tips, and I'll see you right there. Oh, don't forget to subscribe right here!